Mickey Rooney, Hollywood's biggest star, who once earned the equivalent of $2.5 million a year, died with only $18,000 to his name. And we're going inside the homes where he lived through his incredible rise to fame and heartbreaking fall from grace. Mickey Rooney was a phenomenon. Born in 1920, this pint-sized powerhouse would become the most bankable star in Hollywood history. At just 19 years old, he was nominated for an Academy Award, making him the first teenager ever to receive that honor. For 3 consecutive years from 1939 to 1941, Mickey Rooney was the #1 box office draw in America, surpassing even Clark Gable and Spencer Tracy at their peaks. His career spanned an astounding 9 decades, from the silent film era through to modern Hollywood. He appeared in over 300 films, brought the beloved Andy Hardy character to life in 16 films, and partnered with Judy Garland in some of cinema's most memorable musicals. At the height of his fame, Rooney was earning $150,000 per year. That's equivalent to about $2.5 million today, making him the highest-paid actor in Hollywood. But Mickey's story isn't just one of triumph. Despite earning millions throughout his career, financial mismanagement, 8 marriages, gambling addictions, and family betrayal would ultimately leave him nearly penniless. By the time he passed away in 2014, at age 93, his estate was valued at just $18,000. The homes we'll tour today tell the story of both his rise and fall, from modest beginnings to Hollywood luxury, and finally to his desperate last years fighting for financial survival. Our journey begins in Kartha Circle, where teenage Mickey first tasted the sweet life of Hollywood success. This Kartha Circle home was far from grand by Hollywood standards, but to Mickey and his mother, who had endured years in cramped rooming houses during their struggling vaudeville days, it seemed absolutely palatial. The Spanish architecture was typical of 1930s Los Angeles, featuring stucco walls, red tile roofs, and arched doorways that gave it that distinctive California charm that was so popular during Hollywood's golden age. The 4 years Rooney would spend in this house would prove to be among the most important of his entire career. It was during this period that he would rise from a little-known contract player into the world's #1 box office draw. From this very house, Mickey would leave each morning to report to MGM Studios, where he would make 18 of the highly successful Andy Hardy films between 1937 and 1958. By 1938, at the absolute peak of his stardom, Mickey Rooney had outgrown his modest Kartha Circle home. Success demanded an upgrade, and boy, did he deliver. He moved into an expansive 18-room Spanish-styled hacienda situated amidst a walnut grove in the San Fernando Valley. The Encino property was everything you'd expect from a 1930s movie star's dream home. Sprawling across manicured grounds dotted with mature walnut trees, the hacienda-style mansion featured the kind of old Hollywood glamour that defined the era. The 18 rooms included multiple bedrooms for house guests, formal dining rooms where Mickey would host legendary dinner parties, and spacious living areas perfect for the kind of impromptu performances that made Mickey famous. The property also featured extensive outdoor entertaining areas, taking full advantage of Southern California's year-round perfect weather. It was here that Mickey would throw elaborate parties, complete with live music, dancing, and enough Hollywood glamour to fill a dozen movies. This estate represented the absolute pinnacle of Mickey's earning power. From 1938 until his 1942 marriage to Ava Gardner, this estate served as Mickey Rooney's primary residence and the unofficial headquarters of his Hollywood empire. Another significant property in Mickey's real estate portfolio was located at White Oak Avenue, also in Encino. The property was distinctly different from his more glamorous estates, and it was actually Gary Cooper who originally sold it to Spencer Tracy, who then sold it to Mickey Rooney, so it had built-in Hollywood elite status. The house featured a beautiful backyard, complete with a swimming pool, a luxury that was becoming increasingly common among Hollywood's elite during this era. The residence was eventually sold and completely remodeled in the early 2000s, but vintage postcards and photographs from Mickey's era show it was a charming single-story home with classic California ranch-style architecture. The swimming pool area was particularly well designed, with plenty of space for entertaining and relaxation. For Mickey, who worked incredibly hard during his peak years, this home provided a peaceful retreat where he could recharge between films. This property also represents an important phase in Mickey's personal life, as it was during his time in these more family-oriented homes that he began to mature from the teenage sensation into the adult actor who would continue working for decades to come. As Mickey's career reached new heights, so did his real estate ambitions. His Beverly Hills estate on Rexford Drive represented the absolute pinnacle of Hollywood luxury living. With 7 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, and 5,129 square feet of meticulously designed living space, this property epitomized everything that made Beverly Hills the most coveted address in entertainment. The Beverly Hills estate was where Mickey truly lived like Hollywood royalty. The property featured everything you'd expect from a movie star's mansion. Formal entertaining areas with soaring ceilings and elegant architectural details, a gourmet kitchen designed for both family meals and catered events, and luxurious bedroom suites that provided the ultimate in comfort and privacy. What set this property apart wasn't just its size, but its location. Beverly Hills had already established itself as the ultimate status symbol for Hollywood's elite, and living on Rexford Drive placed Mickey in the heart of the entertainment industry's most exclusive neighborhood. His neighbors included other A-list stars, powerful studio executives, and the kind of influential people who could make or break careers with a single phone call. The estate's design reflected the sophisticated Hollywood glamour of the era. Think polished marble floors, handcrafted millwork, and the kind of attention to detail that money could buy during Hollywood's golden age. The outdoor spaces were equally impressive, featuring professionally landscaped gardens and entertaining areas perfect for the kind of A-list parties that helped cement business relationships and personal friendships. During his time here, he was the undisputed king of Hollywood, earning more money than any other actor and living in a style that matched his incredible success. The final home in our tour tells perhaps the most poignant part of Mickey Rooney's story. His last residence was a modest 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom home spanning 3,221 square feet in Westlake Village, California. Built specifically for Mickey in 1976, this property would serve as both a sanctuary and a symbol of how dramatically his circumstances had changed from his golden age. By the time Mickey moved to Westlake Village, his financial situation had become dire. The man who once commanded $2.5 million per year was now struggling with mounting debts, multiple bankruptcies, and the devastating effects of financial abuse by family members. The Westlake Village home underwent a complete remodel during his residence, featuring modern upgrades while attempting to preserve some classic charm, much like Mickey himself, trying to adapt to a changing world while holding on to the dignity of his legendary career. The property's location in Westlake Village was no accident. This charming community, known for its picturesque environment and proximity to Los Angeles, provided Mickey with a serene atmosphere away from the Hollywood spotlight that had both made and ultimately tormented him. The house featured beautiful waterfront views, accessible via a deck on the first floor, and balcony areas that offered Mickey peaceful moments to reflect on his incredible 9-decade career. What makes this home particularly heartbreaking is understanding the circumstances that brought Mickey here. By 2011, he was forced to testify before the U.S. Senate about elder abuse, describing how his stepson Christopher Aber and his wife had allegedly stolen millions from him, leaving the Hollywood legend nearly destitute. The man who had once entertained presidents and royalty was now fighting just to maintain control over his own finances and living situation. In 2012, Mickey was forced to sell this Westlake Village home for $1 million, with the proceeds split between him and his wife. By this time, he could no longer climb the stairs and had to move to a one-story residence with his stepson Mark and his wife Charlene in the West San Fernando Valley. The sale of the Westlake Village home marked the end of Mickey Rooney's days as a property owner, a devastating fall for someone who had once owned multiple luxury estates. Despite everything he had lost, he continued working, continued performing, and continued fighting for the respect and dignity he had earned through 9 decades of entertaining the world. Mickey Rooney's real estate journey mirrors the dramatic arc of his own incredible life. The progression from small rented homes to luxury estates and back to modest circumstances reflects not just the ups and downs of a Hollywood career, but the larger story of an industry that could make someone the most famous person in the world one day and leave them struggling the next. But the legacy of Mickey Rooney extends far beyond any property he owned. He was a performer who helped define what it meant to be a movie star, an entertainer who brought joy to millions of people across 9 decades, and a cautionary tale about the importance of protecting the vulnerable from financial exploitation. If you enjoyed diving into the homes of Mickey Rooney, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more exclusive tours of classic Hollywood stars' most fascinating properties.